Yo, this is a brand new episode 3 of Blueprint Podcast. Co-host, Said the Scholar. Got a good friend of mine, good brother. I'm trying not to even laugh and smile too much, but this is my brother from another mother, for real.
You know,
and tonight, we're talking about real entrepreneurship and why. So, Will, glad you can make it, man. Appreciate you coming. So,
thank you for having me, man.
Hey,
Thank you.
Definitely appreciate it, man. We're gonna get right into it, bro. So, give us a little bit about yourself, background.
Well, my name is Will. A lot of people know me by Will Do It. My background, just a go-getter, you know.
Real
just a go-getter.
Real go-getter.
All the time. So anything that I do, I just go at it. So that's a lot of my background. Whether it's sports or learning how to do something or just anything, just go at it.
See the shirt, the hat. I hired myself, so that's very important. Man, how long we been on each other?
Probably 4 or 5 years.
Nah, I think it's been a little longer than that.
Nah. About maybe 6, maybe 6.
Yeah, maybe 7.
Maybe 7. I don't know.
Anyway,
it's the years.
It feels like a lifetime. Truth be told,
that's incredible.
I met this brother. Like we can't, we don't remember. Anyway, I'm just gonna say 7 or 8 years ago. And went in the shop to get some business cards made. And I was supposed to go in there for like 10, 15 minutes. And I wound up being well, maybe 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
Just vibing, matching energy. It's very rare that go-getters, people who are passionate about making things happen, not really talking about it too much. It is very rare. The old saying, real recognize real.
Yeah.
So something, a friendship, dang man, it was more than a friendship,
it was just like a mindset connection.
Yeah.
A lot didn't need to be discussed to be understood. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And let me say this. This is the first time in my life that I met a real entrepreneur. Like, it wasn't what I was reading about. It wasn't what I was watching on TV. It was real for real. If I don't move, the verse, if I don't move my feet, then you don't eat.
Exactly.
Like, it was for real. And that's the first time that I saw it that close. Like, I could touch it. Like, I'm not reading this. This is for real. So talk about that. And you came from a similar background as far as job. Everybody know Anheuser-Busch paying. Like, I can't say they paying, we staying.
Yeah.
So talk about that. What allowed you or influenced you or set on you to make that decision to, you know what, I'm making great money, but I want to do something for me. I want to be codependent on myself. What brought on that?
Well, I worked for Anheuser-Busch. That's a story in itself. My ex-wife at the time applied for me. I actually had a lawn company. I was starting a lawn company then myself. And my ex-wife at the time, she applied for the job at Anheuser-Busch for me. I didn't even know. I got a phone call.
Yeah.
And it was like, you got to interview. I'm like, okay. She know all my information, so I went. I'm like, Anheuser-Busch. Like, back then it was like Anheuser-Busch. Like, you need to go see about that. So went up there, man. Took a shot, man. And God granted me, blessed me with the job at Anheuser-Busch. Like, no college degree, nothing. I went in there, and did my best. And God blessed me with the job at Anheuser-Busch. And I thank God for that. But during that time, I learned a lot in there, about the job and just the things you miss, working for a company like that. And now, I'm not talking bad about Anheuser-Busch at all, not talking bad about Anheuser-Busch at all, but just me as a person, you miss a lot, working there. You have to you have to work 7 days a week. You know, you begin to work 7 days a week because it's just, that's the life. So you have no other life outside of that life. But before I went to Anheuser-Busch, I was just always had a side job doing something, either cutting grass or washing cars or doing something. I always did something on the side. I never just did one thing. So Anheuser-Busch was one thing. So lawns, I started a lawn company, and I was doing that the whole entire time I was at Anheuser-Busch, working a lawn company and Anheuser-Busch. You don't need to do that, but I need something else to do. So it got to a point to where I was out there about 8-9 years, and just, I wanted more. Like, you can only make so much at Anheuser-Busch, no matter what you do, no matter how hard you work. In lawns, you can make this day, you can make this day, you can make this, you can make different amounts. It's not, one solid amount. So I was like, man, I'm only gonna make this. I want more. Like, I want more. So I needed to find something that I can do that was more than Anheuser-Busch. So, and then,
now when you talk about more, and I'm trying to make people understand, like in Jacksonville, Florida, one of the highest paying high-speed production plants you can work at it is Anheuser-Busch, currently my job.
Yeah.
So when you say more, explain your more.
More meaning doing less work for more money.
That's what I'm talking about. Go ahead.
Like 7 days a week, you excluded from a lot. But I wanted more. You making all this money, but you can't do nothing. Because you there. You gotta rest, you there. I wanted more. So I didn't wanna, I'm already working 7 days a week. I know how to do that. I don't wanna do that. I wanna make more and work less. So that's when, I have always been an entrepreneur since a child. I used to take my dad lawnmower before I could even cross the street, because he taught me how to cut our grass. So I know how to cut our grass. I cut their grass. I didn't know that. I didn't know. I cut mine. They need theirs done. I'm gonna cut theirs. I didn't know. And then I'm thinking back, like back then, they're like, oh, look at this kid. I probably did a terrible job, but who gonna turn down a kid with a lawnmower, like cut? You know what I mean? Me thinking like, I ain't have a blower, I ain't have a weed eater, so it couldn't have been. But it's like, if you seen a little child, you gonna tell that little boy no?
Nope.
I'm finna cut out your junk, gonna be all, please, you know what I mean? Give him. But they never told me no. They like cut me. I'm just thinking, man, I probably didn't do a good job. But just the desire in me to want to do something, it's always been in me. So with that, I just wanted more. So I just went back to those roots and said, man, listen, if I'm giving these people all this, what if I give me all this?
There you go.
What if I give me all this?
There you go.
I'm gonna go farther than this. So that got on me. So that what really led to me going from it.
So one day, you at work, and I guess I'm trying to say, what was the last straw? What was the flame, the kick inside that said, you know what, this is it, cold turkey, codependent on me?
Well, it wasn't like that. I'm like, I've been an athlete too a long time. Like playing basketball too, and any athletes know, like, when you playing with a team,
I know what you're going with.
You have to know what certain people at, what certain people's strengths, So that's in my mind now. Like, I know he can shoot, I know he can rebound, I know he can, and I know what I can do. You know what I mean? So that's how I take it now. So when I look at things, I look at them like that, like it's like players, like, what can I do? How can I do this? We'll find what strengths, and then that's how I take it.
Gotcha. So working in Anheuser-Busch, you got a hustler's mentality, and with anybody that has a, what do you want to call a hobby, side gig, hustle, whatever, you got to decide, you find your why, then you decide your how. So what was your how, your avenue to make that happen?
Just my name, man. My name is Will. Like, I didn't name myself, you know. Like the name, like Will, like you got to, you know what I mean? I'm named with, you know, the Will too. Like my name is William. Like, so it's like it's in me. Like the how is like figure it out. Like just figure it out. Like, you know, if it's a problem, you know, you ask the question, and then you just, okay, how to solve this? Who can do this? How can I get this done? And then, you know, you just break it down like that. Okay, this person does this. Okay, let me ask them about this. You know, okay. And sometimes it's right there. You go right there. Hey, man, you got a question? Hey, man, I'm trying to figure this out. Oh, I know how to do that. Boom, boom. You go to the, you know, you find people or resources to answer that question, how? Like if it's money, find some people that know about money. And then go ask them, hey man, how I get money? You know what I mean? If you need a building, how I get a building? Find somebody that rent buildings or sell buildings. I need a building. If I need some equipment, what type of equipment? Who sells this type of equipment? Go to the people that sell that type of equipment. So the how is figure it out. It's just figure it out. That's how.
Gotcha. So let me ask you this. You get to that point, okay, this is no longer what I want. You find your how and why. So the next step is how, if you're talking to me, let's say I'm 18 years old. Well, listen, I'm tired of working at McDonald's. This is not what I want to do. I got a couple of different things I'm looking at, but how do I prepare for this? So my question to you is, after can't do this no more, this is going to allow me to have me and provide for my family, but how did you prepare for that?
Well, like if you was 18 and you already saying you don't want to be in that position you in, you're already way ahead of me. Because you made the decision. You know, I'm just an encourager. I encourage people. I talk to people like I wish somebody talked to me.
That's key.
When I was starting.
That's key.
So the desire that, hey man, I don't want to be here no more. You were light years ahead. I'm just going to be the one that just keep pushing you. Just keep making sure you keep that same desire. Like, you said you didn't want to be here. Come on. You said you didn't want to be here. Come on. Like there's so many stories of that. Just, you know, I'm not pushing you, I'm pushing me. You know, I'm not pushing you, I'm pushing me. You just happen to be there.
Exactly.
You know, you just happen to be there. I'm really pushing me. You know, pushing you because I want that. You know what I mean? So that's what it is.
Gotcha. Let me ask you this. Do you feel that it's important to be codependent on yourself when it comes to finances, just everyday a means to, one, fulfill your own dream, and two, provide for your family? Do you feel that it's important to be codependent on yourself? Mindset, resources, wisdom, or how do you want to explain that?
Codependent. I don't know if I know what that means. That sounds like something too, like a coworker.
Well, depending on how you look at it. Because anybody who jumping out here and trying to make something happen, you ain't just depending on yourself.
Right.
You ain't just depending on yourself.
Right.
So
that's why I say code sound like too.
So let's use it that way. Because you ain't depending on yourself.
No.
Anytime you leave something stable and go into unfamiliar, it takes two. So,
yeah, no, I'm never ashamed. Yeah. I'm never ashamed. Like I said earlier, I'm never ashamed to acknowledge the Lord, man, because like God is real, bro. Like
definitely.
Like that's like like the God. So it's a lot of me and God. You know what I mean? Nah, never me. Like if it's His will, you know what I mean? You know, but you know, I hired myself, but that's not being like I don't know what the word. It's just like I do it. I do it. You know what I mean? Came from I do it. That's like that. So, but with God, like through Him, you know, because He said, you know, you can do all things. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. You know, you can't lose with God, bro. And nothing you go after, man. You talk to Him with it. You're not losing. So you good.
And I'm gonna tell you, you know, a lot of times when you know, working for somebody, then entrepreneur, that's a whole nother lifeline, man. Like that's chance, like to the 1,000 power, man. You know, you go to a job, man. Working for somebody is easy, man. I go work for 8 hours. I know I'm gonna make this much per day, times 5 or times 4, and I'm gonna have this. Entrepreneur life, if I don't move my feet, I don't eat.
Yeah, man.
So
yeah, man.
that's a whole other lifeline. And you know, even one of the things I learned in my side hustling ventures, networking is important. Character is important. Name is important. Shaking hands is important. Getting out of your comfort zone is important.
Yes, bro.
Even, man, I can go on and on and on with that. That entrepreneurship, bro, when you chasing that in the early stages, it's a lonely road at first. And when you don't know, you don't know. So a lot of mistakes can be made. So in that process, Anheuser-Busch, we're doing his own thing. What do you feel, I'm not gonna say your biggest failures, but what were some of your didn't know, now I know better, or mistakes, however you want to word that?
Well, I like the hard way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because if I can do it the hard way, I can do it anyway. So I take all the beauty. I take all the bruises. You know, it's a lot of mistakes.
Well,
it's a lot of mistakes, but it's a lot of learning. Like when you been doing, you know, business for yourself with no education, like
books,
nothing. Like YouTube was not like it is today when I started. Like it was nobody showing you step by step where to go and what to do and what to use. It wasn't even invented when I started. So it's like I learned the hard way and I got used to the hard way, you know. So I appreciate it all. You know, some people might like, man, I should have did this, I should have did that, Nah, I appreciate every mistake. I appreciate every, because it made me better. It fine-tuned things. Like if you don't mess up, you can get better. You know what I mean? If you don't lose, you can win. You know what I mean? So you get fine-tuned, you know, with all that. So some of the things just not asking for help. You know, I would ask for more help in the beginning. That's mainly it. I'm not asking for a lot of help.
So you didn't ask for a lot of help again?
No. That would be one of the things I would do. I would reach out to other resources more.
And let me ask you this: when you say ask for help, was the help in areas of things I just didn't know, or
all areas?
Gotcha.
Because I knew nothing. I just had to drive. Like I don't know taxes. I don't know license. I don't know, you know, nothing. I just know what I want to do. But it's other things you got to know what, you know. So,
but in the midst, sounds like me in the midst of those, what do you want to call them, mistakes, bump your head. It's a trip sometimes even in that process of not knowing to bump your head, you ever notice every time you bump your head, we get so caught up in the bumping our heads that we forget while bumping our heads, we was bumping into the right people at the same time we was bumping our heads. Get what I'm saying? So even the rough patches, the mild mistakes, as a real entrepreneur, when you making those mistakes, it's like mistake, met somebody. Didn't have the time, met time. I could go on and on with that. So I'm pretty sure within that avenue, even though you was bumping your head, you met some instant help, some instant handshakes, just instant resources, period. So if you had, they say, outside of help at times, you got in the shirts. When we met, you was doing shirts and cars and a whole lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. So
good stuff, like good stuff, like good.
Oh yeah,
legal
good stuff.
Like,
legal, everything legal.
Good, but a lot. We'll do it. Like we'll do it. Like what you want done. Yeah.
When you got into that, what was the most important? Was it having the resources, having the skill, or just playing in general with that avenue?
Well, back then, I just didn't even know the resources was available, really. You know what I mean? And it was just a different mindset back then. A lot of people weren't sharing information back then. You know what I mean? They just wasn't.
Wow.
You didn't know what to do, where to go. Nobody didn't tell you nothing. You just had to learn by mistaking. Like now it's everybody telling everybody what to do, like where to go. It wasn't like that. You know, so it's just, I think because it wasn't like you just could not go to anybody and be like, how to do this. You taking it away from them if they tell you back then.
And I could relate to that, man, because years ago I went to school for carpentry. My second degree was in carpentry management. Learn how to subfloors, wall frame, sheetrock, roof. Only thing they didn't teach was painting and flooring. I learned that. Well, really painting. That was trial and error. That actually started with one of my old neighbors, man.
Your old neighbors.
Neighbors.
See, you know, I thought about, because you said the new scholar, but you was said into painter.
Yeah, said it in a painter.
Right? And that's who I met.
Yeah.
And I remember painters. All painters I knew was old men.
Yeah.
All old men painters.
Yeah.
And I wonder why I never seen like a young painter. There was old black men like just beat up old men. I'm like, but back then I'm thinking, damn, like this all they want to do is paint. They just want to paint. Back then I'm thinking,
yeah,
this just what y'all. Nah, I see why. It's like therapy. It's like peace. It's like calm. Let me just be in this room and just take my time.
You know how many times?
Nah, I see why them old men just I paint it. Let me paint it. I get close though.
You know how many times I got asked, Cedric, do you like painting? You know how many times I've told people no? It was two reasons I did it.
I used to hate painting. Hate.
To this day, it's not my favorite thing to do, but I'm gonna tell you why I do it. And you gotta catch me in that mood. When I need that alone time, man, I swear, for whatever reason, I have my best thoughts when I'm laboring. For whatever reason, when I'm laboring, I'm not laboring because my mind so ahead, I'm not even there. And painting, that's just a whole nother ballgame. It is therapy.
It's therapy, bro. Because I hated paint. Because I was painting for the money back then. Like, oh, it's taking forever to get there. Like, I gotta do another go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's how my mind was. Now, I paint for free. You know what I'm saying? You know, I won't paint for free.
Yeah.
But I will paint for free. But I won't. You know what I'm saying, man? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I get it now, like,
man, like, and even like I was saying, even when I got into that, I remember. I'm gonna tell you the real reason I went to school for carpentry. I had an in-law that had a big business. Not gonna say a name, but he had a big business doing a lot of stuff. And I remember calling, making a phone call. Hey, can you show me? Can you teach me?
What he said?
I remember numerous phone calls. Can you show me? Can you teach me? I give it you this week. Can you show me? Can you teach me? I give it you that week. Can you show me? Can you teach me? I give it you this week. And listen, with a real entrepreneur, you ain't got so many times to say what you're gonna do. And after a while, it's dead silence with me. So that was one of the reasons I went to school for carpentry. I'm like, I'm tired of begging and asking people who know it. And just like you said, for whatever reason back then,
they just want to show.
Nobody want to give you the game. Nobody want to tell you nothing.
But now that you say that, I had my dad did the same thing. My dad worked at Anchor Glass. They supply the glass for Anheuser-Busch. He did that since I was born. They supplied the glass. He retired from there. But the whole time he was there, he had a side job. He used to do fencing. He used to do fencing mainly, like chain link fence. But he would like do cement. He would do home stuff too, just to learn how to do it. He wasn't doing it he learned just in case he needed to go do that. I want to learn concrete. I want to learn roofing. He know how to do everything. Just in case I can start a business with all this. He just chose fencing and he would take me. You know, so I kind of learned. He didn't do like the business part of he didn't teach me the business like paperwork, financial part of it. It was the work, like pick up this. You know, that part he instilled in me. And then I had an uncle that had a lawn business that he used to take me to cut grass. And I'm not realizing they instilling these things in me, but I didn't ask them. I was their family. You know, my dad's son, my uncle, nephew. And they instilled that in me. But anybody back then that I reached out to, like you said, nah, you gonna take over.
They don't even, until this day, they don't have classes that teach you how to paint. They don't have classes that teach you flooring. You either, real talk, you either know it or you don't. If you're blessed enough to get with somebody, shout out
that's been doing it. Yeah.
Shout out to a friend of mine named Kelsey. Not on floor. Gosh, I can't even think of the name of the business. Appreciate it, man. High quality.
Let's go.
Surface Pros, a friend of mine, Kelsey. I remember I really want to learn flooring. Wood flooring, vinyl plank flooring. I had the concept, but I didn't really have the know-how. And called him one day. I said, man, listen, I got a job I'm doing. I said, I got to paint the room, but it's a lady, she wants some flooring done. And I was like, when you're a real hustler, at some point, you got to pay for the education. Whether it's a loss, time, or resources. I called dude up. I said, man, listen. I said, lady, I need some flooring done. I'm painting. I said, I'm going to put you in. Just give me a fair price. I'm going to give it to her. I said, while you doing that flooring, I need you to show me how to do this. He said, man, no problem. That dude showed me how to do floors one time. After that, the rest was history. But see, look at that. Everybody don't get them kind of opportunities, man. And I'm watching him with his son. Like, his son, bro, he can do 10 times more than what I can. Because he got a dad that's showing him. And a lot of us out here, man, you know, when it comes to, I never forget living in Georgia, an old man told me a long time ago, learn a trade. Learn something nobody can take from you. And the funny thing is, man, everything that I didn't take serious in school, from wood shop class, I never forget my teacher in machine shop. He said, hey man, I want you to, this is crazy. He said, they built a room inside the classroom, plywood, studs, frame, whatever. Dude gave me a bucket of paint and a roller. He said, man, I need you to paint this. This was back in 96, 97. He was
giving you the game then.
96, 97.
He was giving you the game then, and you ain't even
I ain't even know it.
Ain't even know it. Your mind.
I ain't even know it. And I'm saying all that to say, bring you up to speed years later, bro. Everything that I didn't take serious in that time, I now have a degree in it. and a skill in it as well.
Yeah.
But it was presented to me way back then. See, I never had a favorite thing that I wanted to do as far as being an entrepreneur. But here's my thing. I always sought out the outcome first, and then I went back for the path. Some people, they want to find a path, but they ain't got no direction of where they're trying to go or where they're trying to get to. Well, me, my whole mind was back then, listen. So God, shut up, listen. If everything I've been through in life, I'm a simple man. I'm in a 5-bedroom house. I want a family, and I need the means to take care of that.
Yeah.
And I ain't know how it's gonna happen. But you know what? Along the way, if this avenue could get me that, I was willing to learn.
Man, you know what you did? You know what you did?
Go ahead.
You acknowledged God in all your ways. And
Definitely.
He said, I will direct your path, bro.
Definitely.
You told him where you wanted to go. Like, all right, you want to go that way? All right.
Exactly.
I just was waiting on you to tell me. This way to go. Now look, you understand what I'm saying? So that's so real, bro, when you acknowledge God, man. He promised that. He said, I will direct your path. Like, just let me know what's up. Let's do this thing.
In your own walk into full-time entrepreneurship, talk to me a little bit of how many times, not necessarily count, but just experiences where it was just you and God. Lack of wisdom at the time, not being a resource. Talk about that for me.
Well, man, I'm a preacher's kid. So, like, I grew up in church 10 days a week. You know what I mean? Like, I was born in church. So, every day with me is with me and God all day. Because he said, acknowledge me in all your ways. So, when I'm thinking bad, he right there. Like, when I'm doing good, he right there. So, all my ways. So, he been in every situation. So, that's not like nothing new to me. Like, anytime anything is going on, it's me and him. Like, what we gonna do? Like, you know what I mean? Let's go. Like, what's up? You know what I mean? So in this situation, like, you know, I go to him first. You know, I go to him like first. Like, it's a relationship. Like, you know, I'm just deep like that with my God. Like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna go deep with him. You know.
You say I and I alone know the plans I have for you.
So you know, when he speak and he move. He know the desires of each of one of our hearts. So I don't come to him like that. But when I go, like, he know it's serious. Like, let's go. Like, so in a situation, you know, I'm going to him with it. You know what I mean? We come out of this thing. Like,
I'm about to ask you something pretty interesting, because I know the coming together, but I don't know the conversations. You met your wife, your new wife.
She said you was probably gonna ask me this question about her.
You met your new wife.
Yeah.
You coming from full-fledged entrepreneur, and you're now dating somebody who works for somebody. And I know how passionate you are about your field. So how was that combining that together? 9 to 5, free.
You messaged her and told her you was like, she was on the way like, you gonna ask me something about me. Man, that's incredible. Well, man, just, I told her from the beginning, like, you know, this is what I'm doing. If I will what I'm doing not ever be special to you. Cause this is my passion. You know, and that was from like day one. Like, I'm doing this. If this not gonna be special to you no more, let me know now. You know, cause this is my in my being. Like, you gotta be with this. You know, and she was like, let's go. And then she still like right there with it. So, but with working with somebody else, the understanding of that security of, I know every Friday, every 2 weeks, what's happening. You know, that's been gone for me for, I don't even remember what that's like. I don't even remember what that's like knowing That can come on a Tuesday or 3 weeks or every day or 1 month or 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not constant. It can be. It's like, you know, up and down. Like it, you know. So just trying to get her to understand, like, sometimes we gotta eat noodles.
Mm-hmm.
You know, every day can't be a Ruth Chris day. Like, that's you know, real. That's real entrepreneur life. Like, it's expenses that come with these things. It ain't like, you know, like something happened and, you know, people not ordering stuff or people not just, it's just like that. You know, so you got to fall off to everybody else follow. You got to fall off too. When everybody else winning, you winning too. So just getting her to understand that. She understands that more now because she's full-time entrepreneur now. Mm-hmm. But
you said something interesting. Do you think your role or your place in life helped encourage her to make a move?
Man, yeah, because like I could be at the beach on a Tuesday at 12. You know,
I don't like you right now.
You know what I mean? Like I can be anywhere at any time. You know, like I have no like. I don't answer to nobody. Like you, like, what do you want to do? Like, what you want to do? Like because when you your own boss, you can control your schedule. Like I'm not working this week. Mm-hmm. I'm working up to this point in time, and then I'm coming. Like you can do that. Like you know what I mean? But you have to hustle at the times to be able to do that. Mm-hmm. When you don't need to do that, you gotta just hustle.
Paying for hibernation.
Yeah. So when you need to move, you can be like, you know, I'm pausing it and move. So she's seeing a lot of that, like you know, working her shifts. Like certain times of the year would come where everybody need to be together, and she couldn't. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm any time. You know, so she's seen that, you know, and just like sometimes you wanna wake up, not get up. You wanna wake up, you wanna rise, you wanna wake up, actually like wake up, enjoy this waking up. Not just getting up, you know, you never woke up. You know, wake up, pray, you know, actually wake up, get your mind together. You know. Not wake up, log in. Hello, may I help you? You never woke. You still trying to wake up. You know, just seeing that waking up and you know making doing this and eat some breakfast and you know then you know going with a right mind, doing what you need to do with a right mind. Like she's seen a lot of that. Like you know, just it get contagious. Like
I heard a guy just the other day. I called him and he does mobile detailing, and I met him through a family member, and you know, man, I'm always waiting to hear God speak in some shape, form, or fashion. And this dude said something. It was something so simple, but man, when he said it, it was like being a parent and hearing your child say a word for the first time. And this dude said, man, you know, people kind of downplay this car washing, but he was like, man, I feed my family off of this.
Facts.
And the next thing he said blew my mind. He said, I live my life through this to where I live on vacation. I don't have to go to vacation and come back. Meaning come back to labor and all that. I stay on vacation.
That's beautiful, man.
And when he said that, I was like,
that's beautiful, man.
I was like, man, it was like time slowed down. I'm like, you know what? Dang, he's right. You take a vacation, everybody in a hurry to get back. Why? I got to get back to work the next day.
Yeah.
I got to get back to work this afternoon. Everybody in a hurry. You ever notice that?
Yeah.
On vacation, everybody in a hurry to get back.
Yeah.
Nobody ever say, you know what? I'm gonna stay another week. I ain't going back. I'm staying another week.
That's what we do, bro. Like we don't go on weekends. Our weekends like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Like we got the whole restaurant to ourselves. Like you know what I mean? That's how we do it. Like we go with nobody there, so it feel like you know you get service faster. You ain't gotta wait. You know what I mean? You going somewhere on the weekend, everybody there, you gotta wait. Like no, we on Tuesday and getting the best, the freshest of everything, and it's peace. Yeah. You know what I mean? So our weekends turned into weekdays.
Yeah.
You know, and our weekends actually turned into weekdays.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's cool because that's when everybody's spending money. It's on the weekend and we want to make money.
Mm-hmm.
So, and during the week, it's peaceful. We go, ain't no traffic on the streets. You know, so that's entrepreneur, like the real entrepreneur life, and the real entrepreneurs know that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can be an owner, but it's a difference between being an entrepreneur. Like, some business owners own a business, and then entrepreneurs get it any way they can. Like, you know,
feeds a family.
yes. Like, if I gotta do this, what I gotta do, this is what I gotta do legally. You know what I mean? So it's a difference. You know what I mean?
That's you said something. Everybody knows what entrepreneurship, the highs and lows. For me, you know, I have a job and I'm a side hustler. I get it on the side too. And I remember times where I was telling people, listen, I'm gonna have to see you next month, a month and a half down.
And this on the side.
Yeah, this on the side. This is on the side. So
Come
I'm
on.
like, and then there was times where
you hear this? See, on the side. See, on the side. This is fact. Like they like it's like
yeah. And then like last year, especially like after COVID, bro, I wasn't tripping, but it was.
Let me interrupt you right now. Now knowing what you know about dips. Oh, now what you know about dips now. How would you view that dip? Now what you know about dips now. How would you view that dip now? What you would have did in that dip, now what you know about dips now. When the work stopped, what you would have did?
Look here.
You need to what?
Put away, man.
You need to put more in. You need to put more in.
I look at it from the bare concept, man.
Yes.
Hibernation. Put up much as you can. And man, just entrepreneurship, period. When you get out there, first thing, do not just jump out there.
No.
A lot of people make mistakes. I've seen some people that I know jump out. I'm quitting my job Monday, Friday, eviction, foreclosure, everything. You have to plan for this stuff, man. You have got to have a plan.
Yeah,
and even
plan to help.
Definitely. Even with the dips, man, if you took the time, two things, to put up and second, decrease some expenses, that's important. You said a mouthful. Yeah. Most entrepreneurs I know, when they buy, two things. They buy what they can afford, and most of the time, they ain't touching up if they can't buy it cash.
Right.
Because they're trying to be through with it.
Right.
Because just like you said, you don't know. You got an idea, but you don't know exact. So, man, that's important. Another thing I want to talk about, speaking of dips, last year.
Man, what year was last year?
And not put
what year was last year? 2020 is still with us.
Yes, it is.
And we in 2021, but that's remarkable.
How was that for you during the whole COVID thing? And I don't want to say sales, but just you providing your service during that time. How was that during that time?
As far as like my main business was not good. Like the world stopped. You know, not good at all. Like my business at the time, my main business at the time was about with people coming together. Everybody started coming together for a long time. You know, so it wasn't good, but I never look at those situations as I thank God in them situations. You know what I mean? Like, can you thank him at the worst? Yeah, I can. You know what I mean? Yeah, I can. Yeah. So in that time, which it was in that aspect was not good, but that aspect was so small. It was so small. You know, but he blessed in a huge other aspect. You know what I mean? Like beyond that. You know, so you know if you think like that, yeah, that was bad. But my gosh, everything else was like, I could have died in 2020 and I would have been good. You know, he just showed so much more. Like, look at all this. You know what I mean? You thought you was holding on that. Look at all this. Like, it was so much more. So, you know, from an entrepreneur standpoint in that particular field of business, which is shirts, I mainly, you know, a lot of people now know me mainly for shirts. That was not good.
You do way more than that, but go ahead.
But it kind of like,
matter of fact, he's responsible for this. So go ahead.
Like this. It kind of like opened my eyes to like, man, you've been doing a lot and you got a lot of resources. You know a lot of people. You can get a lot done. Like, you can do more than this. Like, and it made 2020 made me realize like where I came, where I'm at now. So it made me realize like, man, you will do it. That ain't say one thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's will do it. Like, what you want done. Let's go.
Exactly. Let me ask you this. Let me get in your business just a little bit. I know we talk about dips. Reflect a little bit. As a full-fledged entrepreneur, what's the most?
When you like you're not making money.
No. You making money?
No money. You're not making money. The word stop.
No.
You're not making no money.
No, I ain't even talking about last year.
Okay.
Let's say before 2020 and when you started. Give me a ballpark, your most memorable month in gross. What do you think you took on altogether for 1 month?
Like $55,000. 1 month. Yeah.
Loan me $5, man.
You can get it. You can get it.
And I want people to hear that because I need people to understand that, man, it's possible.
You know, some people don't make that in a year. There's people make that now, like, you know, but back when I did it, like, for me, like, that wasn't attainable in a month. In a month. That wasn't attainable. In the field I'm in now, that's like, you know, that's a week. People, you know, but back then, like, you not making that money. I don't care what you're doing.
How did you feel whenever that was? How did you feel that month when you saw, like, I remember big and small, it was all a dream to it's a reality now. How did you feel that particular month?
Well, I had got used to it, kind of. You know what I mean? Because there was some other months that was like leading up to that month, like some $22,000 months, some $8,000 months, like you know, at Anheuser-Busch, you know, the most you can make a month, like you already know.
Oh yeah.
So I didn't even say that, but that's the most you can make. Period. No matter how hard you work, you gonna make that amount. I work probably like nowhere near that. Like it was like the least. I made the most amount of money doing the absolute least amount of work. Like physically, like you gotta orchestrate some things. But man, I'm talking about manual. I'm manual, like manual work. But the least, I made the most doing the least amount of manual work. Anheuser-Busch, you know, it's a manual job.
Oh yeah,
You manual, you gotta make that, but you only gonna make this. So that's entrepreneur. It's no cap. It's no cap. It's what you want to do. It's the type of customer you want to provide service to that to make those amounts. You know. So that was my most memorable. Like, you know.
Let me ask you this: what I think some people are afraid of the term entrepreneurship as well as the act. So
it's not for everybody, man.
Oh no, it's
not for everybody, man. It's not for you at work 24 hours a day. You at work 24 hours a day. You your work. You know what I mean? You your work.
The hardest thing, not the hardest thing, but as a grand side hustler.
You talking about grand side? Okay.
Grand side, I consider myself a grand side hustler, not a full-fledged entrepreneur. But with that being said, you was talking about, you know, not so much labor involved in that. I have learned just off a side hustle, man. The two biggest things you work as a side hustler and as well as a real entrepreneur more than anything else is this right here and this right here. Them two things right now always work.
Can I change your perception a little bit?
Go ahead.
We're gonna stop saying side hustle because for one thing about it, you think about this more than your job.
Yeah.
It's not on the side.
Mm-hmm.
You a full-time entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta believe that.
Definitely.
That job is the side hustle. That's what you're doing on the side.
Say that again.
That's
man.
what you're doing
Say
on
that
the
again.
side. You ain't thinking about labels and packaging and dates.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't thinking about, Super Bowl, commercials and stuff. You thinking about you. You thinking about what you doing, what you involved in. That job is a side hustle, bro. You talking to a real deal. Like, I don't play. That job is a side.
Man,
that job is a side hustle.
Let me tell you something. Just like I said, I have my best. I have my best moments, scholar moments, whatever you want to call them. I have my best moments when I'm working, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I swear, that's when I hear from God the most.
Yeah, man.
My toolbox at home, my wife can tell you, dude, I got notes, stuff I would scribble, notes on my phone, laptop, everywhere.
Yeah.
So I get it. I get it.
This is what you gotta know though. Man, some people, you different, bro. Like, but you gotta know that, like, nobody know what tomorrow. Nobody do. Even on the job. You think you might have a job. It's because you've been there, but you don't know. You still got to go to work. You still got to do a good. You still got to do your job. You still got to go to work as an entrepreneur. You still got to do a good job as an entrepreneur.
Definitely.
If you don't do it on the job, you don't keep your job. If you don't do it as an entrepreneur, you don't stay an entrepreneur. It's the same thing. The thing about a job is like it makes you less. It constricts your growth. We just gonna keep you here.
I heard something.
That's what that does.
I heard something from one of the sharks on Shark Tank, Mr. Wonderful, and I actually posted a video, man. But it was probably about 6 minutes long. But the part I remember about that video the most, that dude said, "A job will pay you hourly or salary, it will sell you that just enough so you can sell your dream." And man, that thing hit me in the chest like, I'm talking about like a King Kong hit. Like, I'm gonna give you just enough for you to never mind your dream.
Yeah, man. And listen, and it's just enough. And if you don't have that just enough, it's a wrap, man. I haven't worked really since December of 2020. Like, who can do that? Who can do that? December, January, February, what is March? I'm just not really getting back in the groove. I've been handling other I haven't been working. You can't stop working if you're on a job. You understand what I'm saying? For I don't know how long. You gotta get back to work. Like, I ain't been working since December. I've been doing some stuff, but like, working, they constrict you. You understand what I'm saying? They get you stuck in that. You understand what I'm saying? So you can't think outside of that. When you don't have that, you got to be creative. Like, how can I keep going without working? Then you start answering those questions. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? It might be eating noodles. It might not be going to the barber shop. You understand what I'm saying? See? You understand what I'm saying? So now I ain't spending money on the barber shop. I ain't spending money on out eating. So I don't have to work that much. You understand what I'm saying? I don't have a brand new car, so I don't have that car payment. So, but if you in that, I got the car payment. I'm in the barber shop every week. I'm at the newest restaurant. I got the newest clothes. I don't have none of that. Exactly. So all those expenses can stretch out the amount of times that you don't have to work, so you can create, so you can build, so you can grow, so you can invest. You know, those dips. That's a dip. That's like a 3-month dip of investing. And what we know about dips, what happened? They go back up. But what you doing in the dips? What you doing in the dips is you investing, is you be getting rich in relationships, is you seeing, learning things, is you making, you know, things happen in those dips, and not like, damn, it's a dip. Oh my gosh, it's a dip. You gotta in the dip. You gotta.
You said a mouthful before the dips come, and I strongly encourage everybody, whatever avenue in life, before the dips come, you better make sure that you are rich in relationships.
Yeah, rich in relationships.
You gotta be rich in relationships. As an entrepreneur, that's all we survive.
That's all you got, man.
That's all you
got, man. Rich in relationships, because you can make it like, listen, like, man, let me holler at you. Okay. Boom, we back in the game.
Prime example.
You know, but you gotta be your character. You gotta be that one to know. And he calling me, he need to keep going. You know what I mean? Like, he ain't calling me like not to keep going. You know what I mean? And then you gotta be able to return that. Like, I'm not. You finna get this back real quick. You know what I mean? You finna get this back really fast. Yeah. So that's entrepreneur. It's you know, we have a language where we don't say everything, but in entrepreneurs, it's basically like you meet people when you're working, and they may need something, and you can provide a service for them without saying, "Hey, man, I'm down." And because he an entrepreneur too, they entrepreneurs too. They not down. Hey, man, y'all need something, man. They know what time. Yeah, send me some of them. Go on, shoot me some of them. They know what time it is. Appreciate you for your service, man. Exactly. You know, they know what time it is. You know, so when you're rich in relationships, you can do that, and you can keep going.
And just like you said, man, just, you know, having that good name, having that good character. I've been turned on to a lot of jobs from word of mouth. And I matter of fact, I just spoke to a friend of mine the other day, and he put me on to a close friend of his. They was getting ready to sell a house, needed some work done real quick. Man, it was like 4 days before my anniversary. I was like, if I do this, I'm supposed to be out 7 days.
Yeah.
But if I do this gonna take up about 3 of them days. But I still have time to celebrate, but I won't sit down a whole week. But because of who he was, and they took his word because of who he was, put me on to something, and they flat out told him, just off of who you are, we gave him the opportunity to work on this house for us.
Ain't even know.
Ain't even
know. No clue. Yes.
And then after I did the work, of course, they were satisfied.
See, that's where I come from. I come from that. I come from that. Like, like I said, I've been an entrepreneur since before I knew how to cross the street. So I come from your work speaking for you. You know, who did that? Who fixed your car? Who painted your car? Who cut your hair? It wasn't it was somebody told you, man, go to my barbershop, go to the paint man, you know, go to Will. Who did this? No, it wasn't it was verbal, like Will did this, or said did this, like he did this. Like, I'm seeing this, I need to find whoever did this. I don't care what background, I want to know who did this. That's what I want. That's where I come from. You know what I mean? And that's real to me. Like, you know, I let the work speak. Let the work speak. You know what I mean? Let the work speak.
I got another question for you. What can Will today, Will tomorrow, tell the Will of yesterdays? Whether it's yesterday, 5 years, 10 years, whatever.
Man, a lot. I'll tell him a lot, bro. We'll have a long conversation. We'll have a long conversation, man. Man, what I would tell him, man, just be you earlier. Just be you earlier. Just have maybe more confidence in yourself earlier. You know, having, you know, just a little bit more confidence in your abilities earlier.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna say this right here, and we're gonna wrap it. I told somebody the same thing just last week, and when you trying to start something, man, as an entrepreneur, the greatest thing you can do is take a step. If you stepping out there on still waters, that ripper gonna beat you to the other side before you even get there. That's how much impact you got. And I'm gonna blow your mind with that, man. That's our time.
Yes, sir, man. Appreciate that, man.
Appreciate you having me.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you being on, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man.